talking to Hunter Daily helped me understand what it's like coming up in this industry as somebody who had one plan, but very quickly had to change it to another plan. She told me all about the fact that she was going to be in a band with her sister Tyson, and very quickly that changed into Hunter having to become a solo artist by herself. But it's definitely worked out in her favor. She was here on the Leah Kate tour, and I thought, what better way to celebrate the tour than meeting someone new and talking to Hunter. Here she is on Upgrade Sounds. Hunter, what is your earliest memory when it comes to music?
My earliest memory when it comes to music, my mom wrote music and sung, so I think my earliest memories are her writing on the piano or like on the guitar, and then my sister and her and I like harmonizing as little kids, like dancing around her as she was writing. Yeah, she did it my whole life, and I remember being very inspired by my mom, watching her on stage a lot as a kid. She would play her own records before bed, so I'd be like there's some of her albums that like no one else has heard, but to me I'm like, wait, that's a classic. And then it's just like her record that she would play for me that I was like, oh, that's just like something that's ingrained in me. Yeah, that I think that's definitely like my earliest memories is singing with my mom and my sister. And then as far as like my personal like singing journey, I remember like being like maybe like 10 and being like, I'm going to try to write a song today.
Sure.
It didn't turn out very well.
Really?
I don't think so. I think my songwriting skills as a child I'm a late bloomer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think my songwriting skills were definitely like developed over time. Probably wrote the worst song ever as a 10-year-old.
Oh, but sure, that's not the case. You know?
Yeah.
When you say you're a late bloomer, so which was a song that you knew, okay, this is the breakthrough, this is a great song?
Yeah. So long story short, I was in a band with my sister during the pandemic.
Called?
Yeah. Oh, it was just our names, Hunter and Tyson.
Okay.
And nothing ever came out. And right before we were gonna release something, she was like, I don't think this is my life path. Really? Yeah. And it was really hard because I had dedicated those like 3 years to telling people the reason I'm unique and special is because I'm in this band with my sister. So then to have that stripped away and be like, no, I'm enough on my own, was a challenge. I ended up going to this girl, Jenna Andrews' house, who was my executive producer on my last project, in Jersey, like after that, and just being like, I'm gonna sit in her house for 2 weeks and see what I can write on my own. And the song Die in LA, which was my first song I ever released and like the title of my last EP, came, I think, 2 sessions in to that. I was on a Zoom with this guy, Doug Schatt, in Jenna's house, and she, meanwhile, was working on Butter by BTS in the other room, coming in and out, and while I was working on Die in LA, and I was like, this feels memorable and cool. And as soon as we wrote that song, I was like, oh, I think I know where, like, I think I see where Hunter Daily on her own can go, and like my future in just being me. So that was kind of a switch for me.
And tell me, what were the thoughts and feelings from that moment to then the Hunter Daily I have sitting in front of me? What was that journey like?
I think that there was a lot more uncertainty during that time, and I really had to like trust the process, I guess. I remember being like, I don't know, can I do this? How do I go on a tour? How do I continuously put out music and like have it grow and get better and better and like create fans? I didn't know. And I'm still learning, but I think that, yeah, it just took time, and it took me just trusting the process. It took a lot more songs coming out, a lot more trial and error, and just like putting myself out there and sharing who I am with people, I think has been the biggest game changer for me. I put out a song called Girlfriend recently that is about, like, it's the first time I speak about my sexuality ever publicly, or like, I guess to some even friends, I guess. So I think that was like a little bit of a shift too. I'm slowly sharing more and more of myself with the world, and I think that seems to be helping.
Mm-hmm. Would you mind telling me more about that experience?
Yeah, just about releasing that song. So Girlfriend is a song that I made with the Futuristics. And this girl, Maddie Yanofsky, who's a super talented, amazing writer. I remember I had the concept that I was like, I have these feelings towards this girl, and I'm obsessed with her, and I think about her all the time. I'm looking at her Instagram page, I'm seeing her at parties, and I'm like, just like enamored by this person. Can we write a song about that today? And it started kind of more innocent, and they were like, push the boundaries, Hunter. Like, it's okay for you to say, like, you're more than just like having a girl crush, or like tiptoeing over the line. Like, it's okay to feel that. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be comfortable enough to put it out. But as soon as the song was done and they sent me the first bounce, I was like, this is so good. And I feel this way. And I feel like maybe it could help somebody else who's also feeling this way, where it's like, I'm not so 100% certain what I am, or have a full-on label for myself, but I do know I have these feelings, and that's okay. And so I feel like by putting Girlfriend out, I was able to liberate myself, as well as I've had other people on the tour even come up to me and be like, I had the confidence to come out to my mom from your song.
Wow.
And I start like tearing up, because I'm like, how is that possible? But also, like, if I helped you in any way, like, I'm really happy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's been really insane being on this Leah Kate tour. Yeah.
Oh, of course. And, you're here in Manchester. Is this your first time playing in the UK?
Yes. First time playing in the UK. We had our show in Brighton and Bristol, and they were really fun. We played on a boat yesterday or 2 days ago.
In Brighton?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, wait, Brighton. Yeah, it was Brighton. And it's been really cool. I feel like different crowd than like Europe.
Yes.
Like really different vibes, but like so much genuineness, and like the crowds have been really like open and vulnerable with me, and like are not afraid to come up and say hi and sing the songs. I made them do a dance with me on stage.
Amazing.
Like, they all did it. It's been really fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your relationship with your parents when it comes to music? I know you spoke about the relationship that you had growing up with your mum, and hearing her records and that inspiring you.
Yeah.
What was that moment like when you're like, Mom, I want to be a songwriter?
I think my parents have always been very much open with me about like what I want to do. They were never the parent that was like, you need to take this class or take piano lessons. Like, they were very much like, you want to do wood shop today? Go ahead. You want to do ballet today? Go ahead. I kind of wish they were more like, no, piano lessons once a week. Yeah, because I feel like I'd be like shredding on like more instruments if they had. I play guitar when I play, but I even still like I think I really didn't start really playing until like later high school. So like I feel like it'd be way better if I started when I was like 8. But it's cool, because then every skill that I have, I got through like my own like dedication as an adult, pretty much, or like as a adolescent coming into adulthood. It wasn't like anything was forced on me. They've been very supportive, but they also have been a little like, okay, you got to make sure like this is a career you can like make money off of, and like it's not just like a fleeting thing for you. So I think the more I'm like actually having, I guess, success numbers, whatever, I think the more they're like, okay, we see this for you. But it's still like I feel like I'm having to prove myself to my parents a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Well, maybe that's myself. That's like my own insecurity. Like, I want to prove to them that like I can do this, or like make it work for a lifetime. But I think if I had like my parents' point of view, I probably would have ended up doing something maybe different. And maybe it would have been like an A&R. I still would have done something in music, but it would have been like on the business end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great to hear. So, let's talk about your latest release.
Yeah.
You know, I listened to it yesterday. I loved it.
Thank you.
You know, it's such a great song. So, where did the idea come from?
California Poppies, I wrote back in LA with some collaborators that I work with often. They're a production duo called Heavy. They are really great, and we wrote another song together called Skeleton Key, which is, I think, my most streamed song.
Okay.
And we got into the studio. I had been listening to a lot of Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac, and I was like, I like that some of the music with Fleetwood Mac is very much like abstract. Like, it's open to interpretation. Like, Landslide is like an incredible song. I feel like it touches so many hearts, but it's not like the lyrics are really direct. Like, they're like, yeah, I took my love, I took it down, climbed a mountain and I turned around. Like, what does that really mean? It could be different slightly for you or for me. And so I was inspired by that, and I was like, let's write something like that today. And California Poppies Don't Die. I think I was going through like a period of wanting to be more free.
Yeah.
And like,
what does freedom look like to you?
Freedom looks like this. Like, this is my first time on tour. I'm getting to see different cities and meet new people and have cool conversations. So just like saying goodbye to everything that isn't serving me, and like chasing my dreams, my whims, my ideas, and like, even though goodbyes can be sad, I think that I wanted to, like, it's kind of like a delusional. It's like Delulu.
Right.
Like, California Poppies don't die. They turn into butterflies,
Sure.
and everything's going to be fine. And I don't know. It's more of an abstract song. So, yeah.
Let's talk about Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you say, your most streamed song.
Yeah.
Take me through that process, everything from the first moment, you know, that you had the idea to where we are now.
Skeleton Key was actually a song I wrote with my sister. We wrote it when she was going through a really bad breakup with her fiance. And I remember just like, we were so close during that time, and we all were like living together pretty much, so I felt like it was a breakup that I was a part of, and so it was very easy to write from that point of view. And then, it just kind of spewed out. It was one of those songs that was like quick. It was like, whoa, we spewed it out, and immediately afterward I was like, wait, this feels like the right lane, feels like the right sound, feels like a really relatable story. And it's sad because she was actually on that song, and we took her off.
Really?
Because she didn't want to be on it. And
was that a hard decision to make as a team?
The song itself has become like almost like our breakup band song.
Right.
Like, when I sing it to a crowd, I honestly think about her a lot. Wow. And like that chapter of our lives, which is good because I feel like it can relate to anyone who's going through a breakup with somebody that like it's just not the right fit, and that's okay. It's definitely hard, but like sometimes you're a broken lock in a skeleton key, and no matter if the key is like fits all locks, if it's broken, you can't open it. So some people just don't work.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many amazing singles. I was perusing your discography on the way here. I have to ask, you know, there must be a larger body of work on the way.
Yeah, there is. And I have a new song coming out on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Like You Used To. And it's different than the last two songs I've released most recently. It's a little bit more, I would say, country leaning.
Right.
Like folky, Americana. Amazing. Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah, me too. So I'm a little nervous because I think that with the way that music is going right now with like TikTok and social media, like, you have to have something that, like, is, like, has that, like, catchy thing. I think this song is a really beautiful, heartbreaking song, and it might not have that, like, TikTokable dance challenge thing to it. So there's a part of me that's like, oh, I'm a little, like, I feel a little vulnerable about releasing something that I'm just, like, really passionate about and I think is a beautiful song. But I think that it's a really good representation of where I want to go, and it really means a lot to me. And when I sing it, I want to cry. So I'm really excited.
What about it makes you want to cry?
It's basically about relationships, and the song, it's called Like You Used To. I've been in a relationship where I was living with someone, and I felt like we had turned from lovers to roommates, and it was really hard because I was this close, 3 feet, like the line is 3 feet between us, but it feels like so much more. Like, so close to someone, and yet, like, totally different mindsets. Like, I'm here hanging out with you and you're on your phone. We're not really hanging out, I don't think. So it's basically about that, and about, yeah, the part where somebody stops appreciating you or putting an effort into the relationship.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Honestly, the stories you're telling me, man, they hit me right in the feels.
Oh, like, that's what I hope to do.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about a larger body of work? What can you say at the moment?
Just coming. It's a work in progress, and it's coming, and I think that I'm going to have even more to write about after this Leah Kate tour is done, because I've been so inspired here.
What's been your favorite moment so far?
Honestly, just hanging out with the fans have been, like, they've been so supportive. This is my first tour ever.
Yeah?
Yeah. So they've been really, really, really supportive and kind, and just, like, more amazing than I could have ever expected. So I think that it makes me feel really safe on stage to be myself. And I think that there's definitely going to be room for me to come back, which I would love to do.
We can't wait to have you back.
Yay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope to see you guys soon.
Awesome.